Alright, what's up guys and welcome to now the third video. So in this video I'm going to add two more or rather three more moving averages to the system that I already explained. So the three moving averages are MA 100, like a normal smoothed MA with 100 candles, then EMA 200, the white one, and then last MA 300. So these MAs are used for longer term kind of trend retests. So the most important one of them is the white one, this EMA 200. If this one gets retested, so for example, here we have a down move and then price starts moving up. And the last time that it's been quite a bit since this, we are on the forward chart currently. So it's been quite a bit of time since this EMA 200 has last been retested. And we move down, we move up, and then price gets to this EMA 200 and we start exhausting. We get a big move down. And yes, so this for our EMA 200 is really, really important. For example, here on EURUSD, we had a clean example of how to trade every test of this for our EMA 200. You can think of the EMA 200 basically as the mean value. Like some people use VWAP. I use the EMA 200 because I find it works better in most scenarios on most assets. So here we have a big impulse up, a blow off top, which by the way we talked about. After a blow off top, you don't want to be longing this 4-hour trend again because it will not work. So we came down. Here we didn't quite reach the 4-hour EMA 200 here, but here we basically tapped it, and this was when a new trend started. So you can think of a retest of the 4-hour EMA 200 basically as a new trend. And this works on 4-hour time frames, of course. A 4-hour EMA 200 test is going to be stronger than a 1-hour, and a 1-hour is going to be stronger than a 15-minute, and so on. But you can use these EMAs like on different time frames. So it's like a fractal concept. It works on every time frame. It works on the daily to the 1 minute, and you can use it very well for scalping. So the second concept I want to talk to you guys about is something called a gap fill. So what a gap fill basically means, okay, this here is a good example. So whenever we break out of the short-term trend like EMA 13, EMA 25 and EMA 30, our target is EMA 200. There's like a gap here, like from here to here, there's a gap. So a good setup we can always take, we long the reclaim of the short-term trend like this. Stops below just the trend. We don't need to keep stops down here. We can have stops just a bit below the trend. And then we target the gap fill to this EMA 200. Yeah, and these are basically the two main concepts I use the EMA 200 for. Longer term retest and then a gap fill. Yeah, this works on any time frame basically. For example, here we get a strong up move. We never even come close to retesting the EMA 200, but then we get our first retest here. We can get a clean long here, like this is the retest, and then we could long the reclaim of the trend basically. And then here we get another retest of EMA 200, quick SFP below it, but then we shoot up. And by the way, I'm going to talk about this thing here because this is called a swing failure pattern. I will be talking about this in future videos. But yeah, so this is basically the EMA 200. And then now the main reason why I use these three moving averages is because of a concept called compression. So here is also, this is a good example for multiple things basically, because if we look at the shape of these moving averages, this here looks kind of like a banana shape. If you look at it, it looks like a banana shape. And this is something I call compression. So when price is in a downtrend, reclaims short-term trend and then trades back into these EMAs, like into the MA100. MA100 starts to curl up, EMA200 becomes flat, and MA300 basically does what it does. Price compresses in here, and what happens more often than not, we get an expansion. So first we get a reclaim, trade into these three EMAs, we compress here a little bit, and then we get a big expansion, big expansion. And what do we do then? We either look for trend retests with our RSI at 50 pattern and whatnot, this, or if we break down the trend, what is the next support we are looking for? The next support is this EMA 200. Yeah, so quick recap. We have our gap fill concept. That's the first concept. Second of all, we have our EMA 200 retest. Once the short-term trend is lost, that's when a new trend starts. So first retest of EMA 200 after a big push, that's when a new trend starts. Like first we have this trend, then it exhausts a little bit to the point where we get back to the mean value, and then after we hit the mean value, which is in this case EMA 200, we get a new trend. And last of all, we have a gap fill, and the gap fill works by reclaiming the short-term trend, and then we target the EMA 200. And yeah, those are the three main concepts I use in my EMA trade-based system. So this is it for today. If you guys have any questions about this or anything at all, let me know in the comments. And also, since I'm just starting YouTube, if you have any suggestions on how I can improve my videos or something you guys would like to see in the future, let me know in the comments. All right.